All right, Decolonize Sports. We are joined by head coach Marty Ward. Coach, first off, thank you for the time. We were just chatting. We're headed to South Korea here next week. When you hear that, and you're going to be the head coach of the Haudenosaunee Nationals, competing on the world stage, just kind of what's your thoughts, what's your emotions, how are you feeling 1 week away?
Just really, really proud to have the opportunity to be able to, represent our people and our communities back home and be able to, really just give back to the program that helped me through a lot, in my playing days and coaching days. And, I've been with this program for almost 20 years now. And really, it was a stepping stone for me in my career as well. And a real high point for me through college and then post-college playing lacrosse. So, for me, just to give back to the creators game and be able to help enhance the experience for these young men that are going to South Korea and representing all Indigenous people is just really, really important to me. And I'm very honored to be the head coach.
Yeah, and maybe for those of us who don't know a ton about your playing career, your background, really quickly, who is Marty Ward? When you say, how much this
Right.
game meant to you, and maybe describe a very quick recap of your own playing career and your experience in lacrosse.
Yeah, growing up in Syracuse, New York, my grandfather was Onondaga. My grandmother is Cherokee from Oklahoma. They met back in the, I don't know, the early 60s, maybe in Syracuse. My dad and my mom connected, I think in the early 80s. And there I came in 85 and lived in Syracuse my whole life and went to Corcoran High School. Played hockey, lacrosse, football, baseball growing up. But lacrosse was always, something that just kept pulling me closer and closer to my people and just that connection of, a lot of hockey and lacrosse back then. But went to Limestone College out of high school, went to two national championships, was an All-American, was a captain there, played goalie, was able to represent the Iroquois Nationals at the time, which is the Haudenosaunee Nationals now, in 2006, the World Championships in London, Ontario. And that was a special time being in college, being able to play on that team and then also playing on the team in 2010 that didn't travel to England due to the passport dispute. And then being able to be an assistant coach in 2012 with the team that went to Finland and won the bronze and beat Team USA. That was a huge, huge historical moment for I think everyone. So I wrapped up my playing career in 2014 in Denver with the men's team being the first men's team to win a medal in the field competition. So it's kind of full circle for me. And then just have been coaching since 2011 now.
Awesome. Yeah. How did you get to Florida Southern? So kind of share a little bit about that in terms of your college
Yeah.
coaching career.
Yeah, so out of high or out of college, I basically wanted to coach. I knew I wanted to coach and interviewed at a couple schools and just, I fell in love with a girl and she lives in South Carolina and she's my wife now 15 years. And, we lived in South Carolina for a year. I coached high school. I worked at a Champ Sports, sold sneakers and t-shirts and just made it work and coached football and just kept on staying in the game. And then, Coach Rory Whipple started the program down here at Florida Southern. He knew me from the World Games in 2006. He worked with the Iroquois Nationals in the 90s. Um, so he gave me a call and said, "Hey, I got an assistant spot opened up. Wondering if you want to come and interview." And I was on the next plane down to Florida. And since 2009, I've been at Florida Southern. So it's been a pretty wild ride.
Awesome. And so now, as we just said, we're headed over to South Korea. I think the article just came out maybe last week. Somebody wrote an article just kind of previewing the team. And this process really started, about a year ago, maybe. Is that
Yeah.
is that safe to say?
Yeah. Last
So
August.
yeah, and so as you're, being selected as the coach, and now the time is here. What kind of team were you all looking to put together? What went into the thought process of constructing this roster?
A coachable team, a team that knows about team meetings and being able to manage a schedule and to do the job. I was on the phone today with my buddy Brett Bucktooth, whose son's playing on the team, Cub, Brett Bucktooth Jr. And we were talking about just like the type of team we put together, and it's a lot of college prep school guys that understand what it is to be competitive in field lacrosse. So it's a good group. I'm excited for this group. I was just looking at the roster again today. I've basically looked at it every day, just taking a look at the names again and seeing who we have and just seeing the talent we have and the athleticism that we put together is special, I think, on this team. I think we're going to surprise some people. I know everyone knows we're going to be pretty good, but I think we might even surprise ourselves, and that's going to be exciting for us. And the plan is just to have a real cohesive unit while we're playing in this tournament and come together as a team more and more each game and each day we're over there in South Korea.
Yeah, that's kind of a trip. So you played with his dad and now you're coaching the
Yeah.
son. Is that am I catching up on that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a couple of those guys.
Yeah. What is
Chase
that like? What
Kogan,
does that feel like?
it's awesome. It's awesome. It's like I said, it's a moment that's special, right? It's like Brett Jr. Knew my grandfather really well too. So like it just kind of all comes all full circle, like I said.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you mentioned you were on the team that beat Team USA. This will be our sixth straight world championship that we've been to, being able to cover. So we're fairly new to this arena. But it's always USA, Canada, Haudenosaunee,
Yeah.
fighting for those top three. What's it gonna take to break through? I don't think this junior level team has gotten higher than third before.
No,
What's it gonna take for y'all to break into that gold medal game?
it's consistency. Not playing too high and low throughout the whole tournament, and then taking it one day at a time. And really believing that you can win each game. That's been a big thing for me the past month, is just mentally how we're going to prepare the team, what the message looks like. And I just want the word believe to be in front of these guys all the time, just to believe that you're the best, believe that you can beat anybody, believe that you're a gold medal contender every single game you step on the field, every single practice session, and if we treat it like that and we believe it in our minds, I feel like our spirits will follow it and emotionally we'll come together as a group and we'll be a team that's tough to beat. So it's exciting because I think that the challenge for us is just going to, not, like I said, not be too high or be too low, but really find that happy medium where we can we can really make a stand, like, because if we play Australia the first game, right, you can't overlook Australia and think about Canada, right? And it's the same thing when we play Canada. We can't look past, look at, oh, if we lose to Canada but we beat USA, it puts us in this spot. It's got to be every single game is a new season, and that's how this tournament's really mapped out. So I think if we take it one day at a time and just really have that mindset of believing in each other and believing in what we're doing and believing that we're the best, I think we're gonna go pretty far this tournament.
Yeah, trying not to be redundant here, but you have to do that in such a short amount of time, right? You all only get so
Yeah.
much time together. So like, what are the challenges or what are the strategies to making sure that they do gel? You mentioned Australia. When we were in Ireland, they had lost Australia in the pool play. It's kind of being there is kind of like a wake up call. So yeah, just what is the strategy as a coach to bring all these young men together in such a short amount of time? You really only have, when do you guys get together? Next week, probably?
We're Friday, Saturday this weekend. So
Okay.
yeah, that's the challenge, Brandon, is are they going to come together quickly? And that's the challenge that I'm gonna put out to them, is that, we only have this little bit of time to make history together and make these memories together. So do we want them to be great memories, or do we want them to be okay memories? Yeah, it's a trip to South Korea, which is special in itself, but we're going down there for a reason, and I think that just our entire group, our coaching staff, the delegation that's coming with us, everyone has to be on the same page, and that's professionalism from the start. And that's hey, we're here to do a job. Let's do this job the right way. And we're gonna have a lot of fun together, and we're gonna smile, and we're gonna enjoy each other's company. But we got to buckle up, and we got to take care of business, and we got to come together as a team every day. And that again is going to be my big challenge, is that accountability factor for each player. Is, you know, are you willing to hit the curfews? Are you willing to hydrate every day and take care of your bodies? Are you willing to really, stretch a little bit more and take care of your bodies a little bit more while we're over there, just so we have a little bit of an edge? Because we got the skills. There's no doubt. Like, we got the stick skills, we got the players, but can we come together as a team and believe that we can beat everybody? That's the key, and that's our challenge as a coaching staff. But I think it comes down to a consistent message first, and then it comes down to being with these guys a lot and having meetings and talking to them, and you know, not just like having a meeting and then they're on their own for 6 hours. It's like, that's not going to cut it. Like, we got to try and be with these guys all the time and really make the most of our time together.
Yeah, and without giving away too much, of your game plan, what kind of team will we see out there? What kind of strategies, what kind of ball do y'all play?
We play the best kind of ball. We play the most fun, creative style of lacrosse that there is, right? I mean, we got a bunch of guys out there that can handle the ball in tight spaces. We got a bunch of guys out there that can sling it from distance. We got some solid, good young goalies that can stop it. And on the defensive side of the ball, we got a really, really good group of guys down there, which I haven't really. I mean, I'm really excited for those guys. I think they're a unit that's going to come together. They're loud, they communicate, they're athletic. And just overall, I think we're going to be a fun brand to watch. I think it's going to be a brand of lacrosse people are going to want to come see. I'm excited to see us all put it together on during the tournament.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I don't have much else other than, I guess my final question I've been thinking about is, you as a goalie, how does that impact your coaching style, or the way in which you see the game, or you understand the game, and the way you communicate the game to the next generation? That was something I was really curious about.
Yeah, being a goalie, I didn't start playing goalie till my freshman year of high school, and so I think it opened up a lot more for me because I didn't play goalie as a youngster. I started out in the field, and being able, when I moved into the net, it was kind of like, okay, well, this is fun. It's a good position. Like, I liked it. I liked being the guy who had the final say, basically. Like, either you're going to score or you're not going to score. And I really looked at it from like a coaching perspective of, knowing what the offense wants and knowing what the defense is able to give the goalie to see the shot, right? Like, that's helped me a lot in my coaching philosophy. But also just being resilient mentally, I think is big. Being able to take a deep breath and go, it's a scoring man's game, right? It's a goal scoring game. The goals are going to get let in. So again, it comes down to us, not getting too high and too low on the sidelines as a coaching staff, and being able to stay that steady, even keel for the players, so that they can look at us and look at me and say, all right, we're in a good spot. And then, the intensity level that it takes to be a goalie as well, I think also correlates as a coach, as a head coach. The game kind of falls on your shoulders too, right? Like, I always looked at being in the net as trying to be the biggest difference maker on the field. And if I can make a difference in the game in a positive way, and steal a couple saves and talk to the defense a little bit more, maybe we get a stop. I made a difference that day and helped our team win. So, that intensity level as well, and that attention to detail is also pretty big coming from the Nets. So, I think it's definitely helped me in my coaching career and the philosophy that I bring to the sideline and with the players. So it's a beautiful ride, man. Goalie's the best position out there. It's the hardest, but it's the best. It's the most fun. And I tell my boy all the time, don't jump in the net too early. He just puts my goalie gear on. Don't put the gear on too early. You got time still. You got time, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. So
That's awesome. Actually, I have one more question. That's one thing you'll learn about me. I always got one more question.
That's fine.
So thinking about, the coaching staff you put together, the names that I saw, you know, as you mentioned, people who have worn that Haudenosaunee jersey, right? They've had the experiences of traveling across the world and representing. So what is the importance of that? What do you think the impact will be in having, you know, experienced guys? And I think you have a wide range, you know, I think I saw like Ron John and Blake, you know, so even
Yeah,
some guys who are still younger playing and
still
their ability
playing.
to relate to
Yeah.
the young guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
just kind of what went into putting that together.
And that's really why, you know, we wanted to bring Ron and Blake as well in the coaching process, the selection process. You know, they stood out amongst some other really good candidates from the Haudenosaunee, but um, I felt like they could connect well to the team that we were putting together in the player pool that we had. So they're going to be big pieces for us, great role models and mentors for these guys. You know, that they can talk to them and really be around them. And you know, Chris Doctor is a guy I grew up with. His dad's, you know, Ron Doctor, coached me in high school as well. You know, just throughout the years. And um, you know, Chris has been a staple in the Division 1 level as an assistant coach for 15, 16 years now. He's going to have a great run this tournament with the offense. Sean Woods from Amherst, head coach, is just a tactician, very smart, very organized, understands the game well, has a great feel for the game. And I think that he's going to do a great job with the defense and getting these guys prepared, you know, game in, game out for each offense we go against. And then John Lanzalato is going to be doing our substitution box for the tournament. And he's a stellar young up and coming coach. You know, just coached at New Jersey Institute of Technology last year and did that job for them. And now he's at Stevens Tech in New Jersey. And he's going to do a great job for us over in South Korea. So, and then you got Taylor Smoke and Delby Paulus, you know, as well as our GM and assistant GM. I mean, these guys, I played with Taylor in 2014 and I played with Delby in 06 and 2010. You know, I know these guys, and it's just a lot of trust. I think a lot of loyalty amongst the staff. And, um, you know, I'm able to really delegate a lot to these guys and they're able to get the job done. And they've shown that through the tryout process. And it's really, it's a really good group and I trust these guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really excited to work with these guys for this tournament.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the time, Coach. We're excited. You know, hopefully, you know, we can tell a great story when we're over there, and you know, this time next week we'll be in South Korea. It's kind of crazy to think about, but we're looking forward to following you, and we really appreciate, you know, the time and the access. And
Yeah.
Haudenosaunee has been nothing but good to us every time we've gone, and so we're looking forward to, you know,
Oh,
continuing to build our relationship with you all.
yeah. I love your content. I love your content. I've been following you guys for a couple years now since you guys started doing this. And I just love the message, the content that you're putting out there. And I think it's really important, especially for the next generation of young natives to come up and see what, you know, we're trying to do and try and bring good positive light, you know, just in the whole world, not just sports, but just in general. Right. So, it's awesome. So I really appreciate what you do as well. So I'm looking forward to spending time with you. And I know we're excited to get over there.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Have a good
All right,
day.
take care. Yep.
All right.